Hi, this is Steve and welcome to my blog. This is for me really, it's just therapy for me. I don't expect anybody to take any notice of this, and I don't really care whether they do or not. What's happening? The wonderful program that's keeping us all going is my paying ads when it behaves itself. Mixed opinions on it really. I mean, it always makes me $45 to $50 a day, but I've got 76 shares. That went up to 88 if I remember rightly. Let's drop back. I've got nearly $600 in the waiting, but I'm not putting that back in at the moment. The reason being, if it eventually loads up, see, I'm buying everything in blocks of 10, but the trouble is everything matures at the same time. So everything's this will mature soon at 360, but you see also these will mature soon at $60, and of course saying that, everything else matures soon. So I think you can see as some pretty empty blocks mature, I think the best thing is to let the whole thing run right down. The only problem with that is you'll instead of making $50 a day, you'll be lucky if you're making $20 a day. You'll be lucky if, it'll be down to a pitiful amount of money. The least amount of money I've made since last spring virtually, when I was only making about $20 a day. But not to worry, when it gets down to that, then we can pump it all back in as one huge block. And my calculations are that this time next year, touch wood, we can live on this. We can make a living wage on this. So maps, wonderful program. Another new one that's come along is this one, Rev Up Your Income, which started off doing really well. I was piffed by my friend Annie to start me off, and then I compounded it, which I'm starting to dislike compounding now. Compounded it, and then I let them all mature until I got to the stage where I saved all the money up, put it into 5 shares, 5 packs, and it matured to 6, and I'm waiting, I think, goodness me, I can't remember now, less than 2 weeks it'll mature, and I'll get the money back on these, and on it'll go. Then it'll be 7, then it'll be 8, 9, 10, and on it go like that. We'll see how long it runs. It's looking okay. It's slowed down a bit now because it's only been going a few months, so you're always going to have problems. You mostly have problems with the payment process, so you don't have any problems with the people. You started off with PayPal, which I knew would end in disaster, because PayPal are a disaster. It's eBay, it's owned by eBay, and they're a disaster. But it pays, which I've never had any trouble with. I got that money in there, and hopefully I don't have to take it out. It'll then buy me 7 shares and off I go. No worries there. Another super duper on that Jamie put me onto is this one. This is like the old Rev Share, a bit like the script is from a script. It's a similar script to I can't remember the name of the programs now. Click ads, ad bonus. It's a similar script to that. Now they haven't packed in, but they're still going. But they're just making pitiful returns, absolutely pitiful returns. But this is making quite a decent return. I'm making nearly $1 a day just on 16 shares. I put a tenner in it, got it up to 16, and this is when you start off with modest amounts of money, they're a lot easier to manipulate. So I had started out with 10, let that mature. Now I'm going to wait for these to mature, and a block of 11. I can't remember the exact figures now. A couple of weeks, more than a week, less than 2 weeks, they'll mature. So, and then I'll buy a block of them. I suspect it'll be somewhere around 15 once they've all matured together. And then the same like maps, you bounce them in entire blocks. Don't I see here I've compacted them, compound them. I've let the profits on all these spill over to that, and then brought one. But the only trouble is they all mature equally. That's the only problem. So every one has a little bit chipped off of it. So you end up like with how I was with maps back in the autumn, where you're just buying the same share every day. You just nothing ever happens. So don't recommend that. I'd recommend doing it like this, which certainly suits me fine. Other things going on. Unison Wealth, steady. Not. I won't put it up because it's a rather boring thing to explain. But steady. Not. I'm not sure if I'd recommend anybody to put any money in it. But it's not going anywhere. They've had the problems, they've ironed the problems out, but it's just slow, painfully slow. I mean, if I'm seeing any returns by the autumn, I'll be amazed. So no worries there. The thing I like, which I can't get anybody interested in this, is this wonderful smashing thing called eToro. Now the thing with all these is they're not investments, they're not saving schemes, it's hobby money. Don't put any money into these things if you can afford to lose it. Don't put your savings in it, don't put your pension in it, don't borrow money to do it, because you're just going to get your fingers burnt. Remember, there's a part of hell that's hotter than all the rest, and it's reserved for people that lie on the internet. And it is purely a hobby. I mean, I've got to do it because I haven't got any choice. I still have to work part-time in the supermarket. I haven't got any choice, so I've got to do it. But I don't recommend it as a serious option. Now this here, this looks worse than it is. I haven't really got $27,000 to invest in it. Even if I don't think I'll be putting it in here. This is funny money. This is my real account. You can see how much I've really got in it for these 3 modest shares, which, God almighty, they're so slow. I could have grown a beard waiting for these to mature. But the nature of the game here is Forex. Now this guy here, it seems to be for just over $2,000 he's had invested in him, and he's giving a return of 237. But the problem with that is 6% of his entire thing, which looks good. The only problem with that is some of the stupid things he's invested in. As I said, the green's good, red is bad. I would not recommend anybody to invest in oil. So I know a lot of people have made a lot of money on oil. I don't recommend it. Some of the shares he got are stupid beyond human belief. Okay, you can't lose your money. You'll always get your money back because eventually they'll go up. Even if it takes you months to sit on this money, eventually they'll come up, and then you jump ship, you cash your chips in, you take your money back. And this guy's invested in these because he knows, Mr. G, I can't remember his proper name now, he knows what he's doing, and he knows that he will get a return on his money. because he's a systems analyst, he's a market analyst, and he knows. But you're talking a very long-term investment here, and it's not the sort of quick in and out sort of thing that I'm used to. The ones I do like is where he's in the forex market, like here, and he's made it. Yeah, and look at this wonderful returns. $57 has made your return of $70. I mean, that is very, very good. 123%. Show me that on a Rev share. You know, the guy has done. Oh, he's changed his photo. Obviously, he's doing better. Look how many people are copying him. So the student one's gone, and look at his stats. Hope pray they come up. Just doesn't always work. Oh, it's not working the one. Oh, yeah. Start of March, he's had quite. This week is quite an exception. He's done very well for May. This week in May, the last other before that, it was a disaster. But the April was absolutely staggering. And for the last three, I mean, it had a disastrous Christmas, but everybody had a disastrous Christmas. It was awful. Christmas, January. But this guy did really, really well. And one of the reasons I spread the portfolio out in all these guys, because some of them just before Christmas they were doing super duper, and then they came from that to utter disaster. And so I thought, well, let's have the practice account. We'll just see how they're doing, what they're not doing. And some are doing really well. I'm not sure if I'll give this guy $4,000 to give me $81 back. But you see what he's put his money in. And some of these, you've got to have nerves of steel. Like some of these shares, I wouldn't buy $1,000 worth of BMW. It'd take you years to get your money back. But same as oil. Alright, he's made a spectacular gain there. But this is the sort of thing you want to be doing. He's the stock market and the wonderful forex market. So eventually here he's lost $55, but eventually that will go up. As soon as it does go up, ka-ching, cash your chips in, take your money back. You'll never, you won't really lose your money. I mean, some of them, I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it now because it's a bit complicated. But some of them have had some spectacularly dumb things they've invested in. See if this guy, see how he's doing. Yeah, see we're here. He's actually suspended that because he's lost so much money on it. He's just called it a day. He's lost $40, $80 on that. Modest amounts in it, but you just don't get your money. What I'm experimenting with, I've got to put real money in to do this. Is to invest. So this guy, I think I worked it out at 500 odd. I can't remember the exact figures now, but I only really want to invest in the markets and the forex. I don't want to invest in the shares. So if you put the $2,000 in, you can then gain some of it back. So you're only really giving him about $500-600. You haven't really put that in, and you would make a modest amount of money. I mean, not much enough to live on, I might point out, but you would make money. So that's the way it all stands at the moment. I can't think of anything else. Follow me if you want to follow me. That's it. I'll see you in the future. No, 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 no.